So for everybody in here, I'm just gonna let a couple more people come in here, um, and then we're gonna start the live. Just for anybody that's seeing this after it's already been posted. All right, so just gonna wait maybe a minute or two to let people get in here. Yep. Finna start soon. Just maybe 30 seconds to a minute or so. I'm gonna let people get up in here. All right, so we're gonna start pretty soon, y'all, in about a couple seconds. Alrighty. Well, let me see where we're at. We're gonna go ahead and get started because, like I say all the time, my thing easily overheats sometimes. So let me go ahead and get that out the way. I'm gonna talk a little bit close to the mic just in case. So let's get it started. Hold on. 1 second. Excuse me. Okay. So I'm gonna make this short and I'm gonna make this brief. I'm gonna make it quick to the point. I'm not gonna try to be here too long. But basically, this is about the book, the Tibetan Book of the Dead. By the way, you got different books of the dead, and they all explain deep knowledge. This one specifically is the Tibetan Book of the Dead, right? And I'm gonna go over the different levels of consciousness. And I'm gonna do a part two because there's other ones too that I still didn't go over. But so basically, when you start out, I'm gonna do it so simple. So basically, for all of you guys who are familiar, if you're very in depth with afterlife and different levels of existence, where do you go when you die, and what depends on where you go when you die. This is very real, very serious. And for all of you, a lot of y'all probably don't know, but some of y'all in here that I know personally, that know about the duat, the what the duat is, and where these fall in place in the duat. So basically, let's just start off simply. This is the physical earth, right? And in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, they mention something called Mount Sumeru. For all you guys who don't know, Mount Sumeru is just another meaning, esoteric meaning for the word earth. So when they say Mount Sumeru, they're just talking about earth. So if you look in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, when they say, "Oh, this level of existence is above Mount Sumeru, this one is right above Sumeru, this one is amongst Mount Sumeru," they're talking about amongst earth, above earth. You see what I'm saying? And if it's still attached to Earth, aka Mount Sumeru, that lets you know it's still in the Duat. So let's get into it. So here we have the physical Earth, aka Mount Sumeru. You have number one is bugs and animals. They're on a lower level of consciousness than us. Not to them, it may not seem as a hell because they're used to it. Just how we in the is physical humans are basically in a form of hell, but may not know it. Depending, most of us know this shit because we most of us know it. Even if you don't know spirituality, you know we be in a form of hell. It's kind of hard to block it, to duck it in this reality, but for the most part, some of us do not know what we do, and we go along with the process. It's not necessarily knowing. You see what I'm saying? Thinking that this is normal. But anyway, bugs and animals, they're on a very low density of consciousness. A lot of them don't even have the ability to think for themselves. They actually be being manipulated by oversouls. This is why animals run in packs because a oversoul is a spirit that's over souls. They're over a group of spirits, and everything has an oversoul to it for the most part, until you become an individuality, be an individual. So above that you have humans, right? And then I don't want to say above that because it could be below it depending. But I'm gonna say the next one is ghosts are less expanded, low vibrational or attached spirits. So you're probably like, what is he talking about? Will this be spirits who be in situations where they're in situations where they died, right? But This is what a ghost is: a spirit who died, who was either one still attached to this from a reality when they died, or two, which is most likely they wasn't expanded enough in this. They didn't expand their spirit enough. Because when you say ascension or descension, like they be like, "Oh, I'm ascend to higher level." That's just expansion. As within, so without; as above, so below. Expansion and contraction is the same thing as ascending or descending. Because when the spirit ascends into a higher vessel, it's taking a bigger vessel, it's expanded. The same way we have many cells living within us, and we're an expanded version of it. And then you have smaller insects, you have smaller bugs, you have smaller animals. Then you have big, same shit. But a ghost is a spirit who didn't expand enough, so they don't have no conscious knowledge. They don't have no awareness, and they're not even expanded in the physical realm. You see what I'm saying? Because you can ascend in the heavier portion of the astral realm or in the lighter portion of it. You see what I'm saying? Um, a person that ascends in the heavier version of it, just a person who they may not expand it spiritually, meaning they don't have a lot of spiritual gnosis and knowledge. They're not spiritually enlightened about what's going on or consciously aware of what's going on, but they may be very aware of how to get everything physical, know how to make money real well, know how to get their 1-2 real well. These be your kings, queens. You see what I'm saying? These be because even though if they keep getting born down here, they're gonna end up becoming a king. Like a person that expands in the physical realm, they might start out just being a normal mojo. You might work a 9 to 5 or type shit. You might not know shit. You may think, oh, this is what you're supposed to do, work hard. I don't really care about it. And then they'll die again, they'll reincarnate, then they'll be in a situation where they may get a little bit further. You see what I'm saying? Then they may get further than that. Then they may get to the point where they may have a wealthy, be wealthy because they're learning more. You're expanding. You're more of your own source now. So you may be rich and then one after that. Then you may become a celebrity. Then you may be a king or a queen or a president. It's like that and shit like that. But don't take everything too little like everything is black and white. I'm just giving you examples of how these plays out, right? But you could be a person if you expand spiritually, it's the opposite. You go the opposite way. You ascend lighter in the astral realm, aka you ascend spiritually. So so you ascend through consciousness, awareness, being constantly aware, enlightenment, and spiritual gnosis. You see what I'm saying? But I just had to get that out of the way so you know that, right? So a ghost is a person who is a less expanded spirit, so they're not expanded in any shape or form. Because even if you in the heavier portion of the astral realm, you still could be in a better place than what we call Earth. You just have to be expanded enough. That's what you take in a higher vessel. Because even the spirit that's ascending into high, you wouldn't have such thing as these deities or legions that's ruling certain spaces and got more power than you to the point where you're being affected in you're being affected in this reality by them. So you know they have more power than you, so they're much more greater. They have way much more access and more ability than you. You see what I'm saying? Even though they in a heavier portion of reality and still dealing with, you know, structure, social hierarchies and shit like that, they still can do more in the world that they're in, basically. But anyway, so that's what a ghost is. A ghost isn't expanded in any of these things, so they're very small spiritually. And basically, whatever world that you're in is whatever world that you're in, and how bright it is, and how much all that depends on the spirits that's in that world. Like shout out to Uriel when he used to he stated something about the the world however bright that world is, if that world's brightness is predicated upon the spirits that's in it as a collective. So if you die and you be in a dark world, that's why they always predict ghosts as being in dark, gloomy, dreary worlds because they don't have no light. There's no enlightenment, aka inner light. I'm not talking about getting lost in the light, but they don't produce their own light. You see what I'm saying? They don't. There's no light, so that's a very dim world. So it should be dark and dreary and shit like that, right? So that's what a ghost is, and they're also vibrating very low because a lot of ghosts are down here on the level that we're at. So think about it. We in the physical, in these physical shells is very dense as hell. We heavy as hell. We weigh so much pounds. Everything is physicality, earth, practicality, everything's like that. We heavy. You pick something up and drop it, it comes down, it sinks it down. Um, so if you got a spirit that's beyond the veil, and you encapsulate yourself in even though you behind the veil, you vibrating so low, you on the level that we are as a spirit. That's letting you know how heavy you are, and that's why every time when you go in certain areas, you feel these strong feelings and vibrations. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And you be like, man, you know you feel it. I don't care if you're not spiritual or not. You know when you feel weird feelings. You feeling something. You say you ain't, but you know you feeling something, right? And it's just like that's letting you know it's a lot of energy either that was there, you know what I'm saying, or spirit that's still there, probably haunting that area. And they so heavy, that's why it affect you like that in some way or form. So basically, that's what a ghost is. And a lot of ghosts, they end up reincarnating again eventually. But a lot of times, depending on how rude and stuck they are, they can be through heavy trial and tribulation because they're basically on the same level that you are, but as a spirit without the physical body. And that's what hell is on the highest level, if you ask me. So basically, boom. And then above that, they talk about, and I might post some videos about some of the like the imageries and videos they post about it. I don't know how to say it, but Kater Maharajika. Check out this Tibetan Book of the Dead for yourself, and you'll see it too. But Kater Maharajika, the realm of great kings, aka these spirits be beings that are above the level of the ghost, and a lot of times they may still be in the heavier portion because they still attached to the earth in some shape or form, but they may be higher or more expanded than ghosts are and low vibrational spirits like that. And these be your elemental spirits. So when you talk about certain spirits, like certain spirits of certain forests, like you know what I'm saying, like the great spirit of this forest, or the spirit of the only forest, or the spirit of the Africans, different spirits and shit like that. They still down here. Now they have more greater power than you being in the physical body, but they still down here in some shit perform. Now they world may be a little bit more um uh a slightly, I don't want to say pristine, but slightly more pristine than the world that we're in physically now, of course, because they're broader. You see what I'm saying? It's spirits. But basically that's how that plays out. These be like your elemental spirits, these be your nature deities, these be spirit oversouls over physical territories, like over certain cities, over certain locations, over certain territories. These are the lowest divine state that's is low. It's almost merged with the earth, so this is still considered a low state, but to us they are kind of jumping the gun above us, in the physical body, yes, but overall in totality they warn you about these things, and not, you don't want to be trapped in any of these things, because it's not that you can't have a pleasant experience. You might, but the point is you want to be able to transition and not be in any sense of physicality, right? Even the highest, most pleasurable one, you can still experience it, but you want to be able to let it go, right? Boom. So that's that one. These be your elemental spirits, your oversouls, also with physical territory specifically though, and shit like that. And then above that you have Triastrimza, right? Which is this, now this is the highest. This is the highest pristine version of Earth, and this is the highest. This is the more pristine version of Earth, the highest version of Earth, higher earthly beings. So this is basically the most highest, most beautiful version of Earth, the most beautiful version of what we call the astral realm, or but just in this Earth. You see what I'm saying? The highest version of Earth. And if you're aware of what the Duat, this is like the outer ring of the Duat, but that's how it's kind of playing out. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a much more expanded version of Earth with much more pleasure. The sex there is more advanced. The things that they do there is much more advanced, but it's still in this cycle of what you call Earth. They just at the highest point of Mount Sumeru, aka Earth. You see what I'm saying? So these spirits probably got access that they can actually leave out of this a lot faster because they are actually more expanded a lot of times. But they still in the Earth realm. They just in a higher version of Earth, the highest density level of Earth, right? And that be these be those spirits, and they actually are kind of, they are oversouls too. They actually, shout out Monster Zero, shout out Tracy Brown. They actually rule over certain shit too, large shit. They might rule over certain continents. They may rule over whole. You see what I'm saying? Not to get into specifics. I'm just giving you ideas so you can get a understanding. These be broads. They be high up there, way up there, but they still be in the duat to an extent. But they either may be in the lighter version of Duat, or they may be in the heavier version of Duat too. But they're the most expanded version of the Duat, so they're on the higher edges of the Duat, about to almost be birthed out if they can get enough expansion and awareness and conscious and experience to expand their spirit enough to get up out of there, till they can reach what? Here we go. One of my favorites, Yama. Yama is the first realm outside of Earth completely. This is why they say Yama is the first realm. If you read the book, Yama is the first realm to be fully detached from Mount Sumeru completely, aka Earth, like I told you before, completely. These beings, hold on, what does that say? Oh, completely floating in space, aka these. This lets you know this is actually in the ethereal now. They is actually in space now. When you look out, they're actually out in space. They're no more longer in the duat or in the vortex, which is just the aura of Earth, aka the vortexes of Earth that a lot of times trap spirits here. But it's not like it's something doing this to you. This is just a force field. You have a force field around you. We're micro, smaller versions of these things. We have auras too. The stronger your aura is, the more you can suck things in your space, and the more energy you're pushing out. Boom. So these Yama beings are self-luminous, no sun or night day cycle anymore, because you are now your own light. Like I told my homeboy, um, this is what you call the darkness is. When we talk about the darkness, you are out in the darkness. you were not necessarily perceived the same way no more because you were fully in the darkness. But you being in darkness means you produce your own light. Just like they talk about with beings at the bottom of the ocean, they may be in darker, way pitch black shit than we. You know what I'm saying? Be aware of. But they produce their own light. So there's no sun or no night day cycle here. You have to be able to produce your own light. These beings produce their own light. In this world, these worlds look nothing like Earth. It's fully ethereal, floating realm of light. AKA you have your own light, space, and subtle matter. Totally detached from the earth. So that's what Yama is. And these beings, I'm gonna get to Namarati, which is delighting in your own creations, where you manifest the material in the object and create your own world and worlds. But if you don't know better, they may make you think that you only create your own world in Namarati, number 8. But really, you actually in Yama, you creating your world. You really creating your own version and all these things. It's just when you and the ones that's still in the duat, you really still creating your own shit too. You attracting experiences to you. So what state of being you in and shit like that and all that shit and what you resonate with is what you'll attract to in these shits. But you may be fortunate enough to be expansive enough to be in a lighter one, and it can attract experiences that's not so heavy, like in like Trisma. This is a very one that is very beautiful version of Earth. A lot of spirits get attracted through this a lot alone. You need to know that. All right, so boom. All right, boom. So I went through Yama. So that's how Yama. Now Yama, like I was gonna say, you may not be a full planet yet, aka a whole fifth dimensional source, aka the whole energy wave itself yet, but you are you are fully born out in space now. You're fully born out in the ethereal realm now. You are no longer attached to Earth anymore. You are your own world now. And even though you're your mini planet, you're not a full up born planet, your whole huge planetary world yet, but you still are your own mini world, and spirits can still experience within you, and you create too, just on smaller levels. Now and then you get Tasita. Tasita is actually just like this too, just a bigger version of this. So it's the same thing. It's the realm of supreme spiritual delight. A lot of conscious people, you see what I'm saying? A lot of people who are conscious but like actually have a sense of what's going on spiritually, even if they're not fully up there yet, they be at this level, realm of supreme spiritual delight and mental satisfaction. It's the same shit pretty much as this, just more broader. So you're more brighter as a spirit now. You shine a little bit more. You see what I'm saying? You're just a broader version of this. You see what I'm saying? The same way how you have stars. You have stars that are smaller stars, that's still stars, still in that realm, but they may be smaller. So, they when they die, they can't go supernova. But they can become a neutron star and still have a mini smaller process of that, but they can't have the whole thing like a bigger star would be. Some sense type shit like that. It's like smaller version of it. Same with how you look at Pluto. Pluto technically is like a baby planet. You see what I'm saying? But then you have a full planet like Jupiter. It's like that shit, like this. So these are like the same thing. This is just a bigger version of what this is, by the way. That's all I'm saying. You're basically this here, but with more source. Here, you're basically this, but with more source. So you're a bigger version of this, a bigger star, a bigger asteroid star, should I say, before you get to what number 8, a planet, which is a full dimension. And I can put this shit together because this is gonna make sense a lot. Now, Nur Min Urati, delighting in creation, manifest and materialize any object, landscape, or sensory experience they imagine. Create your own world and worlds, right? So this is in reality, you're your true state of being, which all these you really your true state of being. As soon as you get born out and you detach from the earth, you're your true state of being anyway. But and because you become your own energy signature, and as soon as you reach Yama, that's being born out of the earth's realm, the duat, all of that totally pure. You're your own energy signature. You become your own emotion and feeling. When you become a planet, you become that whole emotion and feeling. You're like, what do you mean if these are all emotions and feelings? Well, I broke down to my homeboy today. When we perceive each planet is the whole emotion and feeling, the whole planetary influence. But when we receive certain shit, for instance, like Mars, that's dealing with the red spectrum. Mars is the whole red spectrum. But you have, and people say, well, Mars rules war. No, war is a specific energy oversoul that comes from the energy of the whole Mars. But we being in the third dimension, we can't perceive the whole energy signature of a whole planet, fifth dimensional being, because our physical brain we in is third dimensional. We're too small. We can't handle that. It will f us up. You know what I'm saying? We can't handle that in this realm of reality. Neither can we really perceive it either, for good cause. But when you see shit like war, passion, anger, violence, bloody murder, sports, martial art, fighting, these are all oversoul energy signatures. Like there's a spirit of war, spirit of fighting, spirit of mad murder. All of these are energetic signatures. You see what I'm saying? Most likely like Yamas. These are energetic signatures, aka fourth dimensional oversouls that have been birthed out in that realm fully. You see what I'm saying? But there's still pieces. There's still pieces and smaller fractals of the overall energy signature of the planet Mars. Same way with Venus. Y'all be thinking that Venus is love. No, Venus ain't love. Love is a particular spirit, aka a fourth dimensional oversoul that got birth from the space of Venus as a whole. Venus is all of those energy signatures that deal with the Venus energy. Pleasure, love, care, maybe sometimes nurturing. It could be whatever it is. Self pleasure. Leisures, luxury, all that, all those are spiritual energies, signatures, and oversoul energies that come from the planet Venus. Come from the AKA when I say planet, that's the overall energy signature of Venus, which we can't really perceive because it's so broad we can't really perceive that shit basically. So that's what numerology is. You're the whole planetary influence itself. This is why even with colors, each planet resonate with a certain color. But you got red. Mars will be the whole spectrum of red, but we're not really perceiving all of red like we think we are. We're only receiving fractions. This is just like you have different shades of red. You got the whole red itself, which would be like the whole planet. Then you got many different shades of red itself, like I brought to my homeboy today. You got pink red, dark red, cool red, hot red, orange red, light red. You got all kind of different type of reds, all kind of burgundies, maroons. All these are different shades and fractals of one energy signature, but we only perceive it as multiple many things because we don't have the conscious to see. We're not born out in the reality to see it all as one thing yet. You see what I'm saying? I had to break that down. Let's get back to it. Woo! Feel good to get that knowledge out of it. But anyway, Nirmanarati. This is where a lot of spirits be striving. This is where a lot of spirits really deem as like fully actually heaven. All of this is technically a form of heaven compared to where we at. But this is what really spirits like really strive for. They really strive to at least be their own fifth dimensional planet because this is where you get to be your whole, get to be your whole world and create worlds. You see what I'm saying? Namarati, delighted in creation, manifest and materialize any object, landscape, or sensory experience that imagine create your own worlds. But here's the thing: when you get born out, is that whole space like that? Guess what? You are your own energy signature now. So don't look at it like, oh well yeah, okay, I can experience pleasure. Okay, that's cool, but I'm scared because that mean I could also that mean that mean I could also experience some negative shit. That mean I can also create some negative shit dealing with fear, pain. Nope. And I brought that to somebody down today. I said, you know why that's not the case? Because all these energy signatures, like I brought down before, like pain, fear, all these come from, these are other spirits true state of being, aka fear is a spirit. Fear is the energetic body and being that spirit resonated with first. When you go in the fourth physical dimension, when you get born into that realm, you're your true state of being. That's what we talk about meditation. When you meditate and you clear out all thoughts and feelings are not yours. You pick and receive these things up. Anything you have, you can think of or imagine already exists. Now, when you start creating it and adding to it, you create your own version of it. But all these things actually already exist. These things are not you. These are the lights living within us. This is how you birth and manifest in the first place. But when you go to these realities, it's almost like a meditative state of being because you're in your true state of being, and your true state of being, you in your true state of being. So you don't have to worry about having fear. You don't have to worry about being scared and feeling pain and all that shit. Whatever your true state of being is, when you cut off all thoughts and feelings and just be yourself without any that's without any influence, no noise, none of that. That's who you truly are. And when you get born out in that world, that we are all our own energetic signatures and vibrations in our own planetary energies already. When you get born out like that, you are already an energy signature, and you're just gonna be that energy signature. And so, however that'll look, whatever you resonate with, whatever you truly make you feel comfortable. That's that moon energy. That's whatever you truly are. That's what you're gonna be experiencing, and that's how you may create. Cause there you create with state of being. So don't be thinking like, I'm scared and I have OCD now, so I'm scared. So no, all this shit deal with the energetic synergies up here. Even your ability to think how we think now with Mercury analyzing. That's from the planet Mercury and shit like that. That created the ability to think and analyze. Our ability to create and imagine the way we imagine now. The way we create now is through a specific spirit, Neptune and shit like that. That's Neptune's energy. And we have access to these things. Or else we wouldn't have the ability, we wouldn't say shit like, oh, what do you think these chakras are? All these chakras correlate with a certain planet. And the main seven we only give importance to because these are the closest planetary energies that's to us. But you got other ones below the horizon, aka below the waist, like Jupiter like the thighs, Saturn the kneecaps. Well, I don't know. Uranus the shins, Pisces the feet, and that deal with creativity. But they don't even like us to give too much importance to that. They rather us give importance to the ones above the horizon that's close to us, like our passions and what we love and value and shit like that. But that's another video. So you need to understand the only reason we even got these bodies the way we got is because we in this space. But when you become your home, when you get out of these worlds and become your own planetary energy, your own source, whether you a planet or star, which a star is the one up here, we gonna get into that one because that's lit. I fuck with that one. Like, I'm finna get y'all right. I'm finna tell y'all about how this go, bro. I'm telling you. But anyway, when you become your own planet or star, you become your own energetic signature. So don't worry about fear or pain or anything you don't want to experience because you're only gonna be in your true state of being. That is what heaven is. And you're gonna have your own way of creating that resonate with you. That goes with how you create. And really it's just gonna be you're just gonna create off your state of being, which we all create out of our state of beings. Everything creates off its state of being. And however that state of being look when you get born out as a planet or a high fifth dimensional being or a sun or a star, that's how you'll be creating. But don't be scared looking at it like, oh, I don't want to manifest this experience that I'm scared of down here. Because when you up there, you're gonna be in your own world, creating your own world. You in this spirit's world right now. You in this world right now. So you able to perceive and experience the shit that's from this world. But how that's gonna be the case when you go in your own world? That don't make no sense. Think about it. That's like this is an actual being. Earth is a fifth dimensional being. It's a planet. You gonna be born out in the fifth dimension as your own planet in the world. Probably far off from this shit. Because a lot of us are star seeds don't even resonate with us. So we finna be 300 light years away anyway. So we're not even gonna pick up these influence anyway. One, because we don't even resonate with it in the first place, or else it would be normal and comfortable and resonate with us, and it wouldn't be something we're trying to get away from in the first place. Or else we'd be one of these spirits like fear. Fear is a spirit on its own. Fear is its true state of being. So to us, we look at that shit as fucked up, but really this was a spirit that fear was actually what made the spirit feel good. This is true state of being. It's crazy, but misery, depression, all these are actual energetic signatures and spirits, the spirit of depression, and that's actually what it resonates with and what makes it actually feel comfortable. I know it sounds crazy and sick, but that just lets you know how low of a space we in. Now you do have higher ones in this space too, but that's in like the lighter portion of the astral realm. They're not in the heavier portion, like bliss, peace, serenity, joy, happiness. You see what I'm saying? And that's these spirits' true state of being. That's what make them feel comfortable. It's like that. It's just like that. And I know it's coming to you and you understand it. So when you get born out, you finna be born out as your own energy signature and what make you feel comfortable, and you can have your own way of how to create. And just like these planets have all these just like a planet's fifth dimensional, you gonna be fifth dimensional, and you gonna have all these other mini oversouls, fourth dimensional oversouls that are up under you that carry your energy and shit like that. Just like these planets do. Like you got Mars, the whole one, then you got pain, warfare, violence, murder, passion, all kind of energies come up under Mars and that red energy. The same way you gonna be your own color spectrum because you only perceive the color spectrum of the solar system that you in. This is why you only see the colors of the rainbow because that's the visible light spectrum. You're really only seeing the energy that the sun is emanating, aka these planets and shit like that. You're only experiencing these energy signatures. But in other solar systems, it play out as different. It be whole other colors you never seen before, and they have their own rings and energy signatures and color spectrums because they have their own vibrations. I'm telling you, and they have nothing to do with these. So there's solar systems you missing out on now. You could be in that have nothing to do with these ones. Some lower, some higher, some more pleasant. All that. Some different. Some everything. It's trillions of realities out here, trillions of solar systems. But we want to get lost into this one. Hell no. Nah. Hell no. Hell no. Cause we call it. I ain't gonna get to that. Let's keep going. Boom. So that's the fifth dimensional being, right? So you're gonna get born out and become your own planet and you create your own worlds. And they say in landscape, just give you an understanding, it's esoteric, right? They're not saying it's gonna have the physicality of Earth. They're saying you manifest and materialize any object, any shape or form that resonate with you, any landscape, any way that look, you create it. Any sensory experience, if any way that you can imagine something feeling, you can create that, and you can have more power to even create a more expanded imagination when you actually get up there. And but it's gonna be in your own, state of being way. Anything you imagine, any sensory experience you imagine, and you can create your own worlds. So you gonna have lesser beings than you living in the world, just like we living in Earth. You gonna have lesser beings either living in you or your worlds that have chakra systems based off your energy. You gonna be a chakra system. You see what I'm saying? You gonna be an actual chakra system as a planet. Now you can be a lone planet by yourself trying to become its own source, or you can go back 9 times out of 10. You can go where you from, your own star system, aka your spiritual family, and all the stars and many stars and that whole space of your whole spiritual lineage and ancestry, as above so below. You got spirits and ancestry and your closest ones to you, and you got ones further out like your ancestors and your cousins and shit like that. Same way. That's like you being in a whole space, like this whole space we call Earth and this sun right here. All this is all the Earth element. Don't look at Earth as just a planet. No, Earth is just an element. All these stars and planets resonate with the Earth element as a whole. That's why even though the stars and these planets are birthed out of the physical Earth planet, they still resonate with the Earth energy in general. So they not in the duat no more. No, they got their own worlds and shit, but they all resonate with the energy signature, routine, structure, and building shit that they can stand on and buildings that they want to be long lasting because that's what they resonate with. That's heaven to them. So don't look at it like, oh, they evil or this is bad. No, this is what they resonate with. Anyway, so yeah, that's how that plays out. So you're gonna be your own planet and you're gonna be your own chakra system, and you're gonna either join one of your spirits and fellow planet spirits, spiritual families, solar system planetary ring together, because that's pretty much what you're gonna do. You're gonna rotate with them, or you can be strictly by yourself if you want, or you can jump up in between. But you're basically getting to be your own source now. You create your own worlds, and you can have many spirits within you that resonate in your energy signature. However you create them, however you resonate with. You see what I'm saying? And you can experience these things with in your own world that you out in, and you can jump in these things and experience these things through them too. Both. That's how that plays out. Boom. So that's the planet. Fifth dimension. Now, whew, if I end this off, because I got to do another part too, because I got to get into the higher levels once you reach out of that and start becoming your own galaxy and your whole galaxy and constellation galaxy and universe and all that shit. And that's getting into the other abodes. That'll be in my next video or my other video. Now this one is when you become a star, because I'm gonna make this all make sense right here. This is the key jewel I had to study on. Paranimitavasati. Y'all can look this up yourself. You can type in the same words, you're gonna see it. Paranimitavasati. You are the whole source, aka this is a sun, a star. You are the whole source. This is like you having your own solar system. Beings create for you because you're the star now. You are the star in the center of your own solar system. So remember I said before, this is a planet. You rotate. You have planets rotating around you and for you. This is like you having your own solar system. You were the star in the center. Beings create for you. The planets create and the oversouls create for you. Creation is on autopilot. You don't have to actually mainly consciously put in any effort anymore. You're so much of a source, whatever you desire naturally manifests in the highest way possible. So when you a star, it's not that you're not creating at all. You're still creating, but your creation is now on autopilot. You don't have to consciously put effort into these things. You see what I'm saying? Whatever you resonate with, and your highest desire naturally manifests in every way that you want and desire or not. You might not want it this way. That's cool. You don't have to get it that way. It'll happen another way, but you don't have to be the one doing it. This is deep as esoteric occult knowledge. That's why it's hard to perceive. I just felt y'all conscious ways right now. I know somebody thought, wait, that's kind of trippy. Yeah, exactly. Because it let you know how far up it is. The farther something is away, the harder it is for us to perceive. Because remember, we in the third dimension, so we're not fully understanding or perceiving these concepts in the best way that makes sense. But I'm here to break it to you now. Boom. So when you would start this how I play, so you are the authority. Shout out to Little Pie Man when he say, now I get what he's saying when he say you are the judge. You the judge, sixth dimensional. He said you are the judge, you the authority. Because you're the authority now. And the planets that's rotating around you, which they're in your soul group too, because they resonate with you. They rotating around you. It's not you forcing nothing. It's just this is your energy, and everybody is doing their state of being. So all this is shit that people they want to do anyway, because it's what they naturally resonate with them. This is why they say in the fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, you only should be around your spiritual family, and you only be in your true state of being, because it's never something that a person is forced to have to do. Like in this low ass from reality, it's some shit that people are already doing because they want to do it, and this is what they want to do anyway, because y'all work together as a team. That's how that plays out. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta understand how that plays out. Boom, right? Now, um, that's how that plays out with you being a star, right? So you gotta understand that. Boom. Now watch this. These things is on autopilot. and you are the star. When you're a star, you basically are the whole solar system. Wherever you go, how you move, you direct that whole space. And the planets are moving through you. This is why if you look up the Tibetan Book of the Dead and you type in Paranamidavasi, they say you delight in others' creation. And guess what? If this is a planet, if we know that these are the ones creating their own worlds, these are the ones known to actually create and create their whole worlds. These create too on smaller levels, their own world. But if these creating their own whole world and whole other worlds, then whose creation are you delighting in? The planet's creations. And if I say this is a star, what rotates around a star? The planet. Doesn't that make sense? That's what a whole solar system is. Y'all all work together. That's why I say you your own source. You have your own solar system because you are what? Your own source. And what is a source? A star. Why? That's why we have solar panels because the solar panels does what? Absorb the sun. Boom. That's how it plays out. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, you technically creating too. It's just like I said. Same way I tell people with the whole Nirvana situation. When they say, "Oh, this is a void," or there's nothing there. It's not that there's nothing. It's just so high you can't perceive it. So it's a higher version of it. Same way with this. You think you're not creating. You still are creating. You just creating on a higher level now. Because the higher level you creating, you actually doing less. Like the spiritual people say, the higher you actually need less and you do less and you experience and you have more. So you don't have to be in a situation where you're putting as much effort anymore. All these are still heavens, but I'm just saying you're not. It's not on the same level. You don't have to do much. Just you being you manifesting and creating on autopilot. Meaning you manifesting the things that's for you and what you resonate with on autopilot. You don't have to constantly put effort in them anymore. So this lets you know why this is the realm of the gods. Both of these are, but why this is definitely the realm of gods, and you become the. That's why when they talk about the Amun Ra, the sun god, he's the creator, and he's the creator of this world and this system, and he sits on his what high throne. You see what I'm saying? You sitting on high throne now. You are the what Uriel say. That's what you think of it. High throne. You are what did Uriel say? You are the what? The judge. You are the authority. That's how we get these things from in the first place. Because we wouldn't even have sense of law and these things coming from something in kingship and rulership. That's what you are now. Now you can ascend these things through the heavier portion, aka you doing these things, you still becoming your own source, but you ascend it into physicality. So you die and you ascend into higher dimensions, but you ascend through physicality. So you still experience more heavenly worlds in this one, but you ascend physical. So it's more physical shit, more luxury. You know what I'm saying? More leisure, more pleasure physically. You get more physical pleasure. You experience high and higher worlds with immense physical pleasure that could trap any spirit. Immense luxury. You see what I'm saying? Immense comfort. You see what I'm saying? Immense richness and luxury and all that stuff like that physically. Way much more broader than this world can even than you can even perceive. Or you can ascend in the spiritual direction, aka the lighter portion of the astral realm or spiritual world, aka you ascend spiritually. So you experience the highest versions of spiritual pleasure, the highest versions of spiritual states of beings, the highest spiritual states of being, the highest spiritual luxury, the highest spiritual experiences, the highest spiritual riches. Not physical so much anymore, but not spiritually. The lighter portion. So it's all the same shit, just in different depending on what you're resonating with. Now, the heavier one is what they people call, still a part of the matrix, and it's still getting into density. That is true, but it's not all bad. You do want to go in the spiritual one too. You don't want to get lost, but it is what it is. Don't get it. Don't look at things as right and wrong because the spirit is trying to experience. A lot of spirits get lost because they get stuck in the one thing and don't want to move on. Period. Now, boom. That's basically the whole synopsis of this. And next video, I will get into what's beyond that and moving into the seventh, eighth, and ninth dimension and the higher dimensions, aka when you become your own whole spiral, aka you no longer just a solar system no more as a star no more, because there's many levels of a star, and I'm gonna get into that. Like, even like what do you say? We're third dimensional beings. When you born out and we got the 1, 2, and third dimension is one, 4, 5, 6 is one, 7, 8, ninth is one, 7, 8, ninth is one. um when you born out in the third dimension, you're fully born out in the 1, 2, and third dimension. You're born out. But look at all the bodies you could take even in the third dimension. A bug is still third dimensional. It's born out here on the smallest level, micro level. You got You got bugs. You know what I'm saying? You got all kind of bugs and insects. Then you got small critters and animals. Then you got medium animals. Then you got larger animals. Then you got humans, etc. But and then you think about the sixth dimension, a star. There's not just one kind of star. The star we up under now, the sun, is actually a very small star compared to other stars. I'm gonna show you a list. Hold on, I'm gonna show you a list. The sun is small as hell. I'm gonna show you how small the sun is for real. Hold on. You got stars smaller than the sun. The six dimensional beings. You got red dwarfs. They're still a star. They're just enough to be their own source. They're just small sources, but they enough to be their own source. Then our sun does have some mass. It is big. Don't get it twisted. But it ain't it's actually small in totality though. Then you got bigger stars, then you got huge stars on. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Hold on. See what I'm saying? There was another one I missed. Hold on. Damn. Look. See how small our sun is? You got Aldebaran, you got Regal, and there's trillions of stars bigger than the sun on different levels. Then you got Antares is huge. You got Betelgeuse, huge. My sun's land on the fixed star Regal. If you're into the astrology part, but you see what I'm saying? There's just many levels of it, and there's trillions of stars bigger than the sun. See how sun is soul. That's why I told you soul, solar system. That's why your soul is really a star to an extent, but your soul is striving to be a star and shit like that. But that's another video. I ain't even get into that. See, you got different levels of it. So that's when you know, even in the sixth dimension, just like the third dimension, when you get born out of third dimension, you may be a little bug. So you made it being born out from small atoms and parasites and nucleus, because you was in those worlds on those lower level of perceptions. And you got born out as say like a ladybug or whatever the hell you resonated. All these are energies. Whatever energy you resonating with is the energy you get born out in this realm of reality. But then when you a bug, you think like, oh, I finally made it. But there's much more to it too. Then you got other bugs. You got centipedes. You got spiders. You got all kind of shit. And then after you finally done living that, and you expand. You know, because spirits get trapped in there forever sometimes. Then then you expand. You become a small critter. You might be a frog or a lizard or some shit. You got trillions of those sizes. Then you go about that. You got rabbits and small critters and whatever, ferrets, whatever, snakes, whatever. Then you go above that and guess squirrels. Then you go above that. Then you got dogs and cats and raccoons and that size and kittens and kitties. Then you go above that. Then you got you know large animals all the way till you get to a human and shit like that. And you get to and you experience different birds and you finally make it to being a human, which is the most expanded consciousness here right now. Oh, and that's another thing I want to tell you too, by the way. So that real quick. So I was gonna say, so that lets you know in the sixth dimension, the same way in the third dimension is being born out in the one, two, and third dimension. The sixth dimension is playing that out on a higher level, but there's millions of levels of different stars, like I just showed you. So when you look at Ra, he may be like a small bird. Like, what is he, like the falcon god or something like that? He may be a small baby bird in that realm of reality. Even though there's no such thing, it's just the energy signature is the best way we can see him, because all these animals you deal with here. But in that realm of reality, it will be the equivalent of what we perceive as maybe something small like that. But it's other way bigger stars and shit like that. Beetlejuice, what we see how that is the big, that may be a large animal and shit like that. Then you got huge ones, the larger stars, they may be playing out as actual humans in that realm of reality. You see what I'm saying? So there's many levels that you'll go through, and all these are reaching higher and higher heights. But it was something I was gonna say. I kind of lost my train of thought. Um, Damn, I gotta let it come to me. Give me a second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me like a minute. I gotta ponder on what I was gonna say. Give me a second. It happens. I don't have no screw to go back to see it, so hold on. Give me a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Feel free to skip through the video too until I start talking again. You can do that. For all y'all that's posting this, give me 1 sec. I gotta get back on my mind because I'm in this soon anyway because my phone getting hot. But I gotta remember what I was gonna say. It was something I was gonna say. Damn, I be forgetting shit. It's because that Gemini shit, I be rambling and shit, and then I go into something else, and then it'll throw me off. That's all. But hold on, I'm gonna get to it. Give me 1 second. Well, I ain't gonna lie. It'll come to me if it come to be. Um, but yeah, man, that's how that be playing out and stuff like that. You gotta understand. So that's the basic synopsis of all this stuff. I'm gonna come back with another one with what's higher than that and getting into what it's like being your own galaxy, your own universe, all that type of stuff like that. How that play out and all that stuff like that. I feel like what I had to say had something to do with stars, but I can't remember. I don't know, bro. It was something sweet and juicy I was gonna say, but I really did forget. It was important, but damn, I guess it'll just come back around later. But yeah, that's basically how that plays out. Where am I at right now? Yeah, that pretty much plays out, and this a lot of times be what people point to as, of course, the sun god or the one they call an evil one, and even in Tibetan Book of the Dead, this right here, they talk about they call him Mara, which is one who tries to keep all this and evil god this and that and shit like that. But that's another video. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. That's pretty much everything so far that need to be said. It was something else I was gonna say that was important, but I forgot it. If it come to me, I'll save it for another video. I will be back. Um, I might post like some information about these things in depth as far as the visuals of certain things and what they was creating. I like the art that they created. But for the most part, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Um, we almost an hour in, and like I said, I will be back with more because I want to go on higher levels, even above that. As you can tell in the thumbnail, that there's other levels still to go. So yeah, 100% much love to y'all. Y'all stay in tune. Y'all stay in touch. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a great day. And I like how I wrote this down because it made it more simpler for me. You know what I'm saying? But I will catch back with y'all later. Peace.